Do you want to spice up your chord progression? Well, here's what you do. You wait when your listener least expects it, and then bang! Chord substitution. And what's that over there? Bang! Chord inversion. And this spice is a little more than just salt. It's a mixture of paprika, oregano, cayenne pepper, all on your chord progression. Is that good? And if you get intimidated by words like chord substitution or inversions, stop. Don't. Because the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Lao Tzu, baby. But more importantly, you don't even need to really know what these things mean. You just need to remember where to use them. So let's start with chord inversions. I could take my C major 7 chord, made up of the notes C, E, G, and B. And I can grab that bottom note C and put it anywhere else so that the lowest note is no longer C, and there's your inversion. And if you don't quite understand that, f*** it. Just play this chord in place of the C major 7. Now this is a C major 9 over E. And it sounds sweet, doesn't it? It's got this heavenly kind of feeling, and I think it sounds nice when you let it ring out. So let's put this into practice. I'm going to take the new single by Pink Sweats, At My Worst. And first let's look at the chords. Really simple, C, A minor, D minor, G. And all we have to do is, in place of that C chord, play this inversion, and it'll sound something like this. Now that sounds pretty dope, but we can make it a little more interesting if we get there chromatically, just like this. And all I did was take the same shape and start 2 frets up, and then play down 1 fret at a time. Now the trickiest part of this chord is how to find it. Since the root is the lowest note, we need to be able to see the root in relation to where our index finger is. So if I wanted to play the G inversion, I would find my G on the low E string, right here on the 3rd fret, go across and down 1 fret, and then make my shape. And that's my G major 9 over B, same inversion chord. Now this next trick requires a little bit more knowledge of what we're playing. We got to break down the number system to find the 5 chord. So this chord progression that we have here is a 1, 6, 2, 5. So when I figure that out, I could see that the G chord is the 5 chord. And with any 5 chord, we could substitute it with this minor 7 flat 5, starting on the 5th of the 5. So if I have G, the 5 is D, so I could play a D minor 7 flat 5, making our chord progression sound like this now. Now what's cool about this chord is the guitar moves that you could do with it. Basically, you could move this shape up and down just like this. Or you could start high. Or slide in and out. Alright, so let's try these ideas out with another song. Take the chords to Crazy by Gnarls Barkley. We have C minor, E flat major 7, A flat major 7, and G7. Now if we want to use the major 7 inversion, all we have to do is identify the major 7 chord. E flat or A flat. So let's go with A flat. I'll find the A flat note on the E string, right here on the 4th fret, and I'll go across 1 string and down 1 fret, and that's where I start my inversion shape, right here. That's my A flat major 9 over C. So mystical, so heavenly, so beautiful, baby. Now let's hear how it sounds in our chord progression. Ah, did you hear that chromatic walk down into it too? Yeah, the spice. Now, how can we get that minor 7 flat 5 chord substitution? First, find the 5 chord. So if we break down this chord progression into the number system, we see that G is the 5 chord. So I take the 5th of G, which is D, and boom, D minor 7 flat 5. I'm going to play that in place of my G chord, my 5 chord. And with this song, it'll sound especially cool if we do our little chord slide to bring us into the verse of Crazy, which actually starts at C major 7. Check this out. And if you don't want to do a chord move, but you just want to add some more movement, you could still play that G7 after the D minor 7 flat 5. And what that does is it creates a 2-5 going back to the C, which is very common in jazz to add that in there as well. So we could try that just like this. So next time you're playing a song and it's starting to feel a little stale, around the second verse of the bridge, bring in one of those substitutions, that major 7 inversion or that minor 7 flat 5 in place of the 5 chord, and that'll just bring a little bit more of that spice to your playing and bring in some freshness as well, baby. Thanks for watching, and remember, if you're a Patreon supporter, you can follow along this lesson with an interactive tab where you can slow down any section to help you learn all these ideas. All the support helps keep this channel alive. And for those of you who want a comprehensive guide to neo soul guitar, including how to approach the types of chords that I use in this lesson and how to make them more exciting, check out my neo soul guitar book. And of course, keep jamming and stay nasty.